Welcome to a new edition of 2-Year-Olds in Training for the Harness Edge. I'm Harold Howe, and we're here with Brian Brown at Spring Garden Ranch. And before we get into the 2-Year-Olds, Brian, I just want to go back to last year, career year for you. $1.5 million in earnings, a lot of bright spots. Did you suddenly get smart last year?
Probably. Hopefully I got smarter, but I think it was more the owners put up a little more money, bought a little more quality horses. We had a little more in numbers last year, which helped too. But over the last 5 years, we moved from a fairground in Ohio to Delaware, Ohio. That helped me. This is my third winter here at Spring Garden, and that has, I think, what has helped us the most.
But the end result, you got a lot more work to do because you got a hell of a bunch of horses here.
We do, but I mean, you know, it helps when you have numbers. Your chances of getting better horses are better. But this year we went out and spent even more money than we have in the past, and hopefully it works out this year.
The big gun for you last year, Beach Memories. And I had to feel a little sorry for the horse myself. He made $400,000 or whatever, but my gosh, he worked hard for it in that group of 3-year-old pacing colts. I think he personally went 7 miles under 150. Tough.
It is, but anytime you race in the top 3-year-old division, it's going to be tough. But even though Captain stood out, there was still several others that were top horses, and his biggest problem was post position. He just got tortured all year with post positions. Toward the end of the year, he did draw a lot better, and we were in the races. He raced great at Lexington both weeks. He went to the Breeders' Crown Elimination and was pacing probably the hardest of anybody at the wire, in with Captain in Vegas. And he came out of that race with a foot that was a little sore. Wasn't himself in the Breeders' Crown Final, still was fourth. And then at his last start at Hoosier, he was terrible. He was real.
Do you like him as a 4-year-old?
I really like him. He's gained weight. He was always on the thin side last year. And we always fought trying to keep his blood up. He was a good eater, but he just wouldn't hold his weight. And, you know, we tried everything, GastroGuard, everything. Helped him, but he never really gained. But this winter, he has put on weight, and he looks a lot better.
All right, let's talk about a 3-year-old, Limelight Beach, 2-year-old last year. Interesting course by gelding by some beach somewhere. Got a record of 49 and a bit, made a couple $100,000. You know, those 2-year-olds last year, they really spread the money around.
Right. I don't know if there was what you would call a dominant 2-year-old last year at any time. And a lot of the better ones weren't always in the bigger races. They were like, Maneri's horse was in New York all year. The other horse came out of Canada, won the Breeders' Crown. Yeah. You know, my horse only left Pennsylvania to go to Lexington. So they were kind of spread out. We're hoping my horse is the horse we think he is. He had a couple races there, didn't race good, made a bridle change, and at Lexington he was really good.
Yes. Okay, let's talk 2-year-olds. We've how many in total do you have?
I think we got 37 2-year-olds.
Well, you blessed me by only making me do 7 of them.
Right.
Okay, let's start off. Ascension, a rock and roll heaven, $75,000 colt out of Lexington.
Yeah, he was a nice, striking-looking horse in Lexington, good family. I believe he's the first foaled. I really don't remember the mare. But good size horse for when you talk rock and roll heaven, you expect him to look more like him. He isn't. He's a tall, muscular-looking, good-gaited. We hope he gets around a half. I've always found that as long as they're sound, even good-sized horses can get around a half. So, you know, right now we've been in 35 with most of them. Way too early to tell a lot.
Sure. Chief Talkabout, a feeling frisky homebred.
Right, Chief Talk a Lot.
Talk a lot. I'll get it right. Yeah. Eventually I'll get this right.
He was a homebred from Hunterton, and Steve says that the help named him after him. So but a really nice colt. He's out of an older Jeremy's Gambit mare that had one good McCardle filly that raced great in Jersey, but a really nice colt. We had to geld him. He was getting pretty ornery, leg over the gate almost daily. So before he got hurt, we gelded him. He's really calmed down, nice gaited, good attitude, does whatever you want to do on the track.
Kings Beach, some beach somewhere colt, $95,000 out of Harrisburg.
And actually that was pretty much average for a Sun Beach this year. There wasn't a lot of them in the sales, not even a lot of them on the ground for 2-year-olds this year. Probably gave more for him than his pedigree might have shown.
How you guys always say.
Yeah, but a nice horse. He's a little on the lazy side, but a really good-looking horse. He's not overly tall, but a real thick horse.
You've got a well-said named Talking Point, who was 50,000 at Harrisburg.
I think that was his number, around 50. But he's the first foaled out of a 51 Cam's Card Shark mare, I believe. But he's the one we like the best at the moment. Like I said, we've been in 35. But good looking, good gaited. He doesn't always pay attention. You get him on the front, his mind will wander a little. But when you're following, he's riding a bit right up on top of him, wanting to go. But he's probably the nicest looking, best gaited right now.
Big Blackie. This is a homebred Dragon again, filly.
Yeah, this is from Bruce Trogdon's Emerald Highlands Farm. I really can't tell you the dam side, but being from Bruce's farm, I'm sure it's pretty good. And I haven't always had a lot of luck with Dragon Agains. They didn't always give me the best effort every time. But this one seems like a really nice filly. Good gaited, good size. Really doesn't look like a filly. She could almost pass as a stud colt. But great attitude right now. And that's what we like the best, being a Dragon.
Another filly by Sun Beach somewhere is Virtual Marine, another homebred.
Yes, this is another one of Bruce's fillies out of a good Armbro Marine, I think was her name. And she did really well for him in Canada. And I believe this might be her first foal. And he has 3 Sun Beach fillies. This one might not be the biggest one of the 3, but this is the one I like the best. She's just everything you want to do. A little on the lazy side, but at this point in time, that's fine. But all you have to do is ask her, and she'll pace right forward.
And you obviously showed up at the Delaware, Ohio yearling sale. You paid $20,000 for Frisky Little Devil, a Feelin' Frisky.
Really like this one, too. She's the third foaled. I forget what the mare is, but the first 2 had a 54 record and a 53 record. I thought was as good a pedigree as there was at Delaware. Maybe stands a little under herself behind is probably why I got her for 20, even though that might sound like a lot. In Ohio, there's not a lot of foals, 2-year-olds this year, so the prices were a lot higher than normal. So she was actually one of the cheaper foal or 2-year-old yearlings out of Delaware. So I thought I actually got a pretty good buy on her, and she's been really good. She's a little aggressive, but you know, does her work or whatever you want to do. She, as soon as you pull her out, she takes right off. Good gaited. I like her a lot.
Good. Well, Brian, enjoy the rest of the winter. Thanks very much for your time, and we'll see you in the spring.
Okay, thanks for coming down.
Harold Howe with Brian Brown, 2-year-olds in training.